What's going on, everybody? Super jacked up about today's video, which is all about custom extensions and specifically AI generation of custom extensions. So if you missed the prior videos, custom extensions effectively extend, hence the name, the capabilities of OS Query to virtually anything you want. However, they tend to be difficult to create, but that's where we got you covered. Within AI Query, we have specialized AI for creation of those extensions and the ability to build and manage it all within one place. So without further ado, let's hop in the tech and show you exactly how. All right, so once again, I am super jacked up about this capability, but enough of my enthusiasm. Let's just hop in and showcase how it works, and hopefully you'll be as enthusiastic as I am by the end of this video. So we're here on the create custom extensions page, which we've showcased before, but rather than the default upload binary, which we've shown off how we can actually manage custom extensions for you, let's actually go ahead and select AI assistance as the creation type. So you could also self code if you're crazy and want to actually write the code yourself and just leverage us as a built-in IDE effectively. But we are AI query after all. Let's use AI assistance. And then for today, we're actually gonna go ahead and utilize Chocolatey logs and leverage Chocolatey. If you're not familiar with Chocolatey, Chocolatey is basically a Windows package manager. It's very similar to Brew. It's very common. So good use case to actually showcase the creation right here. So we'll call it AIQ Choco, and then we'll do table name AIQ Choco. And then we need to select the compatible operating systems. I just have a couple Windows AMD 64s right here. And what we'll want to do is have a little schema sample. Actually, apologies. First, we need to select the source, whether it's going to be a log file or a config file to give that context when we pass it to AI. This one, we're going to do a log file. We could do a config file, but I have a log file up and ready to go. And so what we'll want to do is just grab a quick sample of a log file right here. And then we'll copy and paste that on in. And as you can see, I even messed up the copy paste a little bit, but that shouldn't cause a problem. And then we need to specify the path to the actual file, which is right here, but it's not .text, it's .log. And then we'll hit generate and let AI do its magic. And here we go. Awesome. So we have the actual Golang code in the built-in IDE, which even has some nice little features right here if I wanted to quickly parse it with this little side capability. But as you can see, we have it all right here. If we wanted to, we could actually edit the code if we were so inclined. Like for instance, I don't think this is going to make a difference at all, but if I did 2 slashes for each of these instead of 1, just for like proper escape purposes, or if I did see something that seemed minorly off, I could go ahead and tweak it. But again, I don't know Golang code, so let's just trust AI with this one and hit next. Here's where we have the preview, so that's where we can actually add in our schema if we wanted to. Again, we'll have it be auto-generated. We're not there quite yet, but it'll be there. We'll just take the actual fields and then auto-add them in. But what we'll want to do here is actually, now that we have the code base, we're going to want to build the extension. So by clicking this build button, that's actually going to kick off services on our backend to build the binary for you on all of the selected operating systems, which, as you can see, very quick, already completed. And we can see the log entries breaking down the actual build process for you and that it was successful, which is awesome. And then once again, in this little sandbox environment, we're going to want to go ahead and test it out. So let's just pick a dummy machine to test it out and hit deploy extension. And then that's going to be actually deploying the binary we just built locally, loading it into the agent so that we can call it right now, which, as we can see, once again, successful, perfect. And then we'll hit run query. And this is going to give us a little sample to make sure this is exactly what we want. Otherwise, we can go back to code and edit it further if this isn't exactly what we're looking for with results. But as we can see, this is what we're looking for with results. We have the data.level, the actual path of the file, the message, the PID, and an applicable timestamp. So even though it's a little snippet, this is looking good. This is looking what we actually want to see. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and hit publish. Now that's there, it is published publicly. And as you can see, we have this little creation type of AI gen versus prior videos were binary. So however you want to create it, there you go. And then we'll click on in. This is where the schema would be had we created it. We can even get a quick overview of the code if we're interested in actually what this is being built based off of, which is pretty cool. And then we can go on over to deployments. And again, we have none here because we're only testing in a sandbox environment. But now let's move it to more of a production environment. We've confirmed that this is good to go, and we'll hit deploy. And then we're going to specify our Windows machines right here. Oops, that's my fault. We're going to hit our Windows machines right here and then hit deploy. And as you can see, it's not started yet, but if we refresh, we have a success on one, and we should see a success on both, and there we go. So last step, we actually just need to run the query now that we actually have this extension loaded. So we'll go on over, and I believe we called it AIQ Choco, so just copy and paste that so I don't inevitably fat finger like I do on literally every single one of these videos. Do select star from AIQ Choco. We'll call it AIQ Choco Custom extension via AI. Got to give the shout out right there. And then we'll select those devices we just deployed it to, hit execute, and then go check on out the results. So, give it just a moment. All right, and there we have our results. So let's go check it out. We can see both devices have returned successfully, which is awesome. And then right here we have all of our results. So I actually don't entirely know what I'm looking for within the results here. More just wanted to kind of showcase if you did want to monitor an application, this is exactly how you would achieve that. And as you can see, the level is debug. And once I kind of showed off before, if I can use the filtering right here to look for oldest 414, that's when I actually built that VM, or the latest right here. And then if we wanted to, we can go ahead and have filters and then leverage things like, level, we'll say not contains debug, and let's see what we get. And then we get a couple errors. So that's exactly what we're looking for, and perfect. There you go. So we can quickly, high level, go ahead, aggregate all these logs from multiple devices, several, I think it was about 1,000 logs. And then we can use the logical filters because we take that unstructured or semi-structured data, make it fully structured, easily searchable. And again, you created that in a second with AI. I've been creating these like all day. So super cool. Really just extends the ability of what you can do with OS Query to essentially anything. If you haven't seen the prior videos, please check those out. But this is the high level overview of AI custom extension code generation and management. So hopefully it was helpful. If you have any suggestions for anything to actually create a custom extension on, please let me know. Otherwise, catch y'all next time. See ya.